Welcome to the Heal Yourself podcast, where we dive deep into all things healing. I'm Denise, a speech language pathologist and a self-love coach for adults and teens.
And I'm Kira, a traditional naturopath and functional nutritionist, and we're here to guide you through the transformative process of healing your body, mind, and soul.
From the latest in functional medicine to nurturing your relationship with yourself, healing trauma, and even transforming your money story, we're here to empower you with the knowledge and tools to create lasting change.
So whether you're looking to heal physically, emotionally, or spiritually, join us as we explore the many paths to wholeness and wellness. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Heal Yourself podcast. You got Kira and Denise today. And I'm actually going to kick this off with a quote. So I shared this on Facebook and Instagram today. We can get into where it came from, but we'll just start with this. So my quote was, "Where we place our awareness and attention shapes our physiology, relationships, and the collective frequency." Okay, so let that simmer for a minute. Denise,
Let's repeat that again. That again to help, because you know how when you're driving, you want to listen to it again. And
you're like, what did she say?
Yeah, so let's do it again.
Where we place our awareness and attention shapes our physiology, relationships, and the collective frequency. So Denise, I'm gonna totally put you on the spot. When you hear that, what do you think?
That we are powerful beings, and we're placing our attention and awareness in the wrong areas. If I look at the world right now, this is such a powerful quote because it I don't know, to me it just definitely show your power that we definitely are giving away.
I think, okay, and so let me share where this comes from. So for those that don't know, I'm in Texas. A lot of the floods were right down the road from us. Not the one at Camp Mystic, but like Georgetown, Marble Falls were right there. Places that we frequent, and it's been absolutely devastating. But what I've seen on social media, which we already know is toxic, are people going on and on and on about weather modification, which is fine, right? I don't care what you believe or what you don't believe. I love to classify myself as a conspiracy theorist, and I even prefaced with that on social media. But for me, it's not about that. By me taking the attention away from the victims, now granted, I'm not going to sit and just think about all the devastation that happened forever, because then my attention's on that. But just people going on and on and on about, you can't be complacent, you can't ignore the weather modification, they're doing this. One, how do we know that? We don't, right? We know that there's cloud seeding happening. They're owning up to it finally. But do we know that it's just them modifying weather? How do we know it's not God who's saying, like, please stop messing with me, please stop messing with nature? We don't know to what extent that's happening. And at the same time, if I go back to the whole idea of where we place our attention, that's where our energy goes. Why am I going to sit and put my attention on something that's so negative? We can change things with the power of our mind, not by saying, well, these people, the government, whoever they is, they're doing horrible things. Okay, and how are you going to change that? Because they're not going to see my post on social media and be like, oh, crap, I shouldn't do that anymore. This is really bad. There's all these people.
Are you sure? Are you sure about that? You don't know that's true, Kira. I'm going to call you.
Let me write a letter to my senator and see what changes.
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, we all have minds, and we all have thoughts, and we all have stories, right? And I love how you say, like, we don't even know that's true. We really don't. You know what I mean?
We don't.
And then sometimes people like really take something and they just go along with it as the ultimate truth. And it just could be a perspective. Like, someone's perspective is not truth, right? So I have been, to be honest with you and very transparent, I have been away I'm kind of like living in my denial land right now. And it's not because, oh, I'm just not, I pray, of course, for everyone affected and everything. And I definitely feel the pain. But I just am placing my attention on my
Hmm.
priorities right now. You know what I mean? Yeah, like, yes, this affects the collective awareness and everything. But then with me sitting down and then like dwelling on, oh, who's doing this?
Hmm.
Who's responsible in this? I'm not helping anybody. You know what I mean? But when I am in my home and in my environment, focusing on the things that matter to me, I'm also adding to the collective awareness, like
Yeah.
spiritually, you know what I mean? Like also adding awareness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's not like the Lululand or denial, because I mean, people love to talk about politics and things, and I'm like, dude, like people sometimes view these posts and listen to these people as if they are God, and they're not.
I know.
You know what I mean? And then sometimes they let these things affect their mood and their families, right? So let's say a person listening to the news and the news sucks, right? And then he comes home or she comes home and it's going to be grumpy with the spouse, with the partner, with the family. So how is that helping the collective
Hmm.
awareness? You know what I mean? And I think like people want to change, want to be radical and change the world. Like, stop being radical and change the freaking world. Change yourself, change your family, change your heart. I don't know. I'm just coming from a different perspective, it feels like right now. I don't know where I was going with this, but
No, it was beautifully
I,
said.
I just feel like you just focus on yourself and on your
Yep.
priorities, your values. I'm reading right now a book. I'll go get it when you start talking because it's right there, and I'll tell you the name of it. But it's the power of your words, and that's what you want to also master. I've been really focusing on it, but go ahead and add to what I said, so I can go grab the book.
Well, yeah, and I mean, you were talking about the collective awareness or collective consciousness. Everything around us, every person around us impacts that. And think about it, that collective gets completely hijacked when we're focused on this whole external control. Like you said, focus on the inner world. When you focus on yourself and you become a person who is loving and grateful and wants nothing but the best for everyone around you, that is positively changing the collective consciousness. The hard part about this that I see is so many are hyper focused on, oh my gosh, the government's doing this, or chemtrails this, and 5G, and now it's going to be 6G and AI. And I'm not saying any of these things are good, but who's benefiting when we're getting angry, when we're getting fearful? We are giving our power away to those people now. We can shift the collective by focusing on the love and all of those inner things, but so many are just focused on the external piece of, well, they did this and they did that. So now we're placing blame and we're getting into victim mentality, which isn't shifting things, right? If we're looking at the collective, we have to look at how is all of our energy impacting everyone else. And I hate to say it, if you're not happy with the way things are in the world, that is just a reflection of all of us. So again, it goes back to if we change the inside, we start to change the collective. Again, I'm not convinced that a letter to my senator is going to change, oh my gosh, now we're going to 6G. We shouldn't do that. But when we can collectively shift to a different place, that stuff starts to change.
And
And
I love, oh, sorry.
sorry, I was just going
Keep
to
talking.
quickly say you and I have talked about this in other episodes, and I don't know where, but the whole idea of giving your power away, that is what people are doing.
Exactly. And I just want to add, because I know that you mentioned focusing on love and, definitely love and, passion and gratitude.
Hmm.
And when you do that, because sometimes, people think that when you do this, you're being in denial. You're not looking at this. No, no, no. On the contrary, you're remembering who you are, my friend,
Hmm.
right? Because if you truly remember who you are, who we are, you, me, everyone listening, we are spiritual beings having a human experience,
Amen.
right? So let's not forget that we are spiritual beings and we are having this human experience, and we're not being in denial. We're just remembering to go back to our source. to fill
And
out and to recharge.
well, and I want to tie this back into our episode on emotions. If you've not listened to that, go back. I think it's like way back in episode 5 at this point. We will never say just approach everything with love and happiness. Like no, in fact, my husband said something the other day. He was frustrated with me because I had 5 minutes of anger and frustration. And I'm like, this is a normal human emotion. I am supposed to feel anger. We are not telling you that. Sure, if you believe that all of these horrible things are happening, and they may be, get angry, but don't let it sit there forever. You have the power to then change those emotions. Then you move back into love and gratitude and other things. So still feel all the feelings, right? The rainbow of
Absolutely.
emotions,
Yeah, yeah.
but don't get stuck there.
No, no. And the book I wanted to share, I have it.
Oh yeah,
So you know how I love Matthew Kelly and the Dynamic Catholic, and I am an ambassador, so I do donate monthly. So they send me the books, his
love it.
books. So these are the new books. I have not started reading the other one, but The Forgotten Way, he started sending the quotes, and I'm like, oh, please send me the book. And they sent me the book. And it is called The Forgotten Way, the St. James Master Plan. I'm just going to read some of the things I highlighted, and it is all about learning to control your tongue will change your life. It strengthens character, deepens relationships, increases patience, expands your capacity for perseverance, and stimulates self awareness. Control your tongue, and you'll find it easier to control your temper, your spending, and your reaction. So that's the St. James Master Plan. So the honestly, and I'm being very transparent, this is the stuff I'm focusing on because
Mm-hmm.
my mission in this life is to constantly become the better version of myself. And when I am dwelling over things that are out of my control, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Right? So if you feel called, like if someone like maybe somebody can feel called to write their senator. Sure, write the senator, write the this, but then just send it and surrender. Whatever needs to
Mm-hmm.
happen will happen. It's not just like because but people what happens is they go down the rabbit holes and what they do is they get on social media and they find more ways to get angry. So
Yep.
whenever the post that you posted, like people were just like finding ways to get angry about this. And I get it. It's unfortunate and it is sucks. I get it. But instead of focusing and paying attention on the bad stuff that's happening, why don't we lift it when they have rosary days or meditation days when everybody's meditating at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, everybody's saying the rosary at the same time. This stuff works because that's
Yep.
collective awareness
Yep.
coming together. Because at the end of the day, we are all connected. We're all one. We come from the same source. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. So let's go back to our roots.
Yeah. And that's
Let's
the
go.
thing. I saw people on social media hosting these collective meditations, prayers, and I'm like, that's where your attention needs to go. Getting online and being like, oh, this event happened and this event, and look how they're modifying the weather. Okay, and what are you doing about it then? Because all I see is anger and emotions that are, they're not even, how do I want to word that? Emotions that have gone rogue,
Yeah,
essentially, you
yeah.
know?
But also, and it could be a lot of like projection. So people
Yep.
commenting and going down, rabbit holes and stuff like that. This is projecting something that is deep inside, right? Like you said, get angry, get upset. Like I
Mhm.
understand that when you sent me a text message and you were sad, upset, whatever. I get that, but you did not let it run your life for a week
Yep.
or for 2 weeks or for whatever. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you dealt with you felt feel the emotions, but that doesn't mean that I'm gonna dump my emotions on you. Feel
Yeah.
the anger, feel the frustration. If you want to do something by addressing the government, do it. That's not me. I don't like that. I don't like to do that, but that's fine. Other people like to do it. Great. Do it at the higher level. Yes, go to
Mhm.
the whatever you need to do, write the letters. But typing on the computer ain't gonna work because like you said, the politicians are not checking your posts, honey.
No, and that's
They're
the
just
other thing
not.
is they're like, "Oh, well, you just have to wake more people up." Okay, that happens on their own timeline. For once, we can't do that. That's like trying to change your partner or you know what I mean? It
Yeah,
doesn't work.
no.
And let's say we wake everybody up in the world and everybody sees how terrible government is and we've got these, people above us controlling everything. Then what? We're just going to rise up and take over? That's not good energy either. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure where people are going
I
with
mean,
this,
kind of
but
let's go back in history. Like, I mean, things like that have
yes.
happened in history. It's not like
Yep.
something new. You know what I mean? Like it's, and I'm not saying it's not unfortunate.
Yep.
And however, what are we learning from it? You know,
Yeah.
like things I always tell myself and my kids, like when things happen that are like really crazy, they shake things up. That doesn't mean for you to go back and live the status quo that you were living.
Mhm.
These things happen and are like the adversities that we talked about the other time on the podcast episode. I don't know which one. They come in to shake and to change some things. But what do? We stay complacent and go back
Yes.
to the comfort. Whereas, and we ignore the shakeup. It's like, wait a minute, the shakeup came, and then God's like, dude, I sent you like 5 shakeups, and you're still going back to your.
Yes.
What do you want me to do?
The
Send you more shakeups.
no, and that's, you know what? That is so spot on because here's the thing. People want to stay in that same place. And I was there for a while. Don't get me wrong. I was there for a while, especially over COVID. But then I was like, what if these things are happening? You know, you and I always say it, things are happening for us. Doesn't mean that they're good things, but they're to learn from. What if these things are happening all around us to learn from? But nobody is learning anything because they're going back to placing blame.
Exactly. And you said it. I remember we said it on the podcast episode. You really, I think it was the last week's one. I'm not sure. Please go back. I know we
Just
should
listen
have
to
a
them
better
all, guys.
we should have a better system, Kira. But anyway, I mean, you said it. You don't have to like the things that's happening. However, going back to what it was before the shakeup, what are you
Hmm.
doing?
Change your perspective. Look at it differently.
Exactly. Look at it differently. Say, I am willing to see things different. Don't forget free will, man. People forget free will.
Hmm.
God is not going to come and be like, I'm holding your hand right now because you said the other day that you want this and this and this. No, because this is what free will exists. And that's why it's really important. In my prayers, I always say, and I learned this from Marianne Williamson. I did not come up with it. I always say, I am willing to see things differently. I am willing because remember, we have tunnel vision. Okay, yes, I know we're spiritual beings, but we forgot who we are, so we have tunnel vision. We don't see the whole master plan, the whole
Hmm.
vision, right? So don't like the situation or whatever, but don't continue with the blaming and the victimization because what are those doing? They're taking your power away, you're giving your power away, and you're stuck in that feeling and you're blaming others and you're going in the loop.
And now you've lost your inner peace. And
Exactly.
my thing is, what if the greatest power we had towards these evil, whatever, I don't even know what I'm calling them, but truly, what if the greatest power we had was that inner peace and you let people
Absolutely.
steal it all the time?
Absolutely. I believe, I mean, our soul's evolution is to become the better version of yourself.
Hmm.
And how do you become a better version of yourself? By changing perspective, by thinking differently, by speaking differently, by surrounding yourself with other people, by growing, by changing your environment. So that I think this is the true aim of us as souls and as beings to continuously, and remember, progress is not linear. I get that.
Hmm.
But comparing your now to yesterday and to the before and to the before and continuously moving toward being the better version of yourself.
Yeah. So, final thought from me. What if we could shift the consciousness by shifting our attention, right? And I think that's how we do it. We shift our attention on finding the inner peace, on the love, on the gratitude, all the things, not by arguing over conspiracies and stupid shit, right? Even if you completely think they're true, and I'm probably with you on a bunch of them, but that is not how we change the collective. And so, Denise and I like questions. I've got two that I'm going to throw in here.
Okay.
Ask yourself, where is my energy going on a daily basis?
Hmm.
And what am I feeding with my attention? That's
And I
it.
do want to add
Yes.
something about that. Oh, here, why don't you say the questions again? Because people driving.
Oh, yeah, my bad. Well, don't drive and journal, people. But okay.
No, no, don't do that. No, but you know what I'm saying? Like
But
sometimes
think on it.
driving, you want to
Yes.
ponder while you're
Okay.
driving.
So, where is my energy going on a daily basis? You could even say, who am I giving my attention to, and what am I feeding with my attention?
Yes. And I do want to add that because sometimes people like, oh, coming from love and compassion and forgiveness, it's like, oh, I'm ignoring everything. You're gonna, you're gonna beat me up and I'm gonna look at you, be like, oh, I love
I
you.
love you so
No,
much.
no, 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 no. That's not what we are saying, right? So if there's somebody in your life that's like really fucked up and you don't want to forgive them, you have all the right not to. It's I have to keep reiterating becoming the better version of yourself.
Hmm.
And becoming the better version of yourself is thinking differently, is, saying things differently, approaching things differently, seeing things differently, whatever, right? So, and that is the aim. And the aim is not to be the doormat, right? The aim is not like, oh, bring everything onto me. I have everything. No, the aim is always to fill your cup, right? Because this is how you change the collective awareness by being the better version of yourself by focusing on that. And another thing I want to add, stop giving your energy away and think about one thing. And I read this quote a while back and I keep reminding myself, if I use the energy that I'm putting on you and on the weather and on the government and on politics toward me, guess what? I'll become the better version of myself tomorrow. But what am I doing? I'm just leaking
Hmm.
and leaking and leaking and leaking and leaking. So no more leaking.
Yeah.
Don't
No
leak
more
the
leaking.
water. Cover the hose, right?
'Cause-
Didn't we learn that analogy? The
Yes.
hose and the thing, the hose, the holes in the hose.
Or the holes in the bucket. Same thing, right? You can keep
Yeah,
filling the bucket, but if you don't fix the holes, it's going to keep on pouring out. And that is the problem right now
exactly. And when
is
you focus on you, it's not like you're ignoring others. You're
Mhm.
not. On the contrary, you are, because when you change you, you change one person in your family, and then that person changes another one, and then the
Yep.
ripple effect happens. And yeah, so we just want to leave you with that to also remember who you are. You are
Yeah.
a spiritual being having a human experience. So don't dwell too much on that human experience, man.
Yeah. It's just a small piece of it.
It is a small piece, and you're not just your body. You are more than that. You're not just your thoughts, you're more than that. You're not just your words, you are more than that. So believe it, take that power away. And we're telling you this because we tell ourselves this every
Hmm.
single day. Because guess what? You and I still leak our energy away. We're
Oh, yeah.
doing a much better job, absolutely. But
But we're
this is
human.
we're human. Exactly. Human experience sometimes it bites you in the ass and
Hmm.
it's like, okay, you bit me right now, but guess what? I am going to do it differently. And this is how we start, unlearning patterns. And that's what it is. It's unlearning. And I keep repeating it. It's remembering who you are.
Yeah.
And you are more than the weather. You're more than the politicians. You are more than the money. You are more than the computer, the materials. You're more than your children. You are more than the body, whatever. You are more than the Botox, the fillers. Seriously, like someone needs to remind us that we are way more than that.
Hmm.
We can create. We are co-creators when we decide to truly put our attention on our spirituality, on who we are as spiritual beings. The sky's the limit, even more.
Yeah. And that's the thing. That's how we shift things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay, guys. Well, give us feedback. I'm also going
yeah.
to say we have a couple reviews. We would love reviews. So please, 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 if you've been listening, go leave us a review. You can just leave stars, you can leave comments. We appreciate it.
We love the comments. I
We
love the
do love
comments.
comments more than just stars, but
Because we also want to learn, and see what to
Mhm.
change and what to keep doing more of, so that's why your feedback is really, really, really important to us because we do take it. I mean, we don't take it personally, obviously. You can say whatever you want, but we just definitely want the feedback because we want to continuously help you, heal yourself and become the better version of yourself and ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
So thank you.
And you can always message us on Instagram. We listen, we read everything. So, all right, guys, we'll see you on the next episode.